Truth. I'll just go with truth. So the NBA decided on after following the Jacob Blake shootings and the things going on in Kenosha, Wisconsin, the NBA decided to boycott. NBA players boycotted the playoffs. It
Strike.
okay, strike the playoffs.
Yeah, phone call.
There was a nuance there. I get it. All right. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So what happened was the Bucks led off. The Milwaukee Bucks, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, led off the strike, and after there, the Players Association decided to have a meeting, and the question is, they decided they wanted to figure out if they wanted to strike the entire playoffs and stop playing altogether. And so what ended up happening is the Players Association reached out to Barack Obama, a couple of players, because they were having a stalemate. And Barack Obama gave some suggestions and advice, and ultimately they decided to continue to play, but of course they requested a bunch of things from the NBA, including a commitment to doing social justice platforms. So, my question to you guys is, do you think Barack Obama should have gotten involved in this? And I'll start with Lizzie.
Well, did he reach out to them first, or did they reach out to him first?
They reached out to him.
Then yes, he should have gotten involved in it. And this just goes to what we look for in a president, and the ability to bring the citizens together, to have a civilized conversation, and to de-escalate a situation versus getting on Twitter and calling people names and doing or putting out like 90 inflammatory tweets about, which is what he did last night, talking about Trump. 90 inflammatory tweets about a situation in Portland where someone died. Like, that's not very presidential. They look to Obama as still their leader to help them find the best solution, one that would benefit both the players, the league, and the fans. No one is calling Trump for that type of advice on how to de-escalate something, on how to bring people together. So yeah,
he would have been first on my list personally. I don't know what you're talking about.
I have to disagree with you. Anyone who went to Trump real estate school is calling him for advice.
Hey. Are you trying to see? That's not even fair. You're taking jabs. That's not even right. Taking jabs just because I tried out Trump University and they got me. I get it.
we have Trump University alumnus here.
Or whatever.
You should be our spotlight guy.
Did you get your Crayola?
Whatever. Answer the question. Do you think Obama should have gotten involved, Jam? Funny guy.
So I think that he was invited in, and he helped him get to the solution. So absolutely, and his real estate school, I will be attending.
Z, what do you think?
I think absolutely. This wasn't a matter of him butting his nose in where it didn't belong. They came to him. He is the negotiator in chief in my book. I mean, like you said, who else would you go to? And he's no longer president. He has a right to say what he wants, speak to whom he wants. He's a lawyer. He can give legal advice. I mean, what's the problem? Yeah.
Well, let me
personally, I think you should have talked to Michelle first, but hey, whatever.
Let me do a follow-up question then. So, do you guys think that he is a reasonable authority on these type of issues in terms of, black violence, police violence? You think he's what did he do during his tenure that you feel that he is able to speak on these? Lizzie?
I mean, but this wasn't an issue of police violence. Like he wasn't, giving any directives or advice to any police departments. He
Well, it
was
was a matter
advising.
of advising as to whether or not this was something to to end the
Pursue.
playoffs on.
Right, which also includes PR, negotiating, and catering to an audience, which all of the things he did as president. And notice that when he gave his advice, again, he didn't make it public.
No.
They did. The league made it public.
Mhm.
Versus each time, because remember, back when Colin Kaepernick first started his protest back in 2016, and then when the Golden State Warriors and Steph Curry said that they weren't going to come to the White House, and when LeBron was making comments, Trump took to Twitter. He never called any of them to have a personal conversation to try to de-escalate the situation. He blew it up and went to Twitter. Whereas Obama had a private conversation. It was like, these are maybe some things that you guys need to think about.
But his spokeswoman did give a statement saying, as an avid basketball fan, President Obama speaks regularly with the players and league officials. When asked, he was happy to provide advice on Wednesday night to a small group of NBA players. So
after they made a statement first.
Yes, that's true.
So I think, yeah, he's a perfect authority on this particular topic, especially since these are Black males who look up to him.
Damaris Montanez does point out pretty much what you just said. Is this really about his time as president, or the fact that he's a Black man with Black man's experience?
So,
Like
I'm gonna go the other way and say that it really has more to do with he was the president. He has the negotiation skills. He understands the politics of optics. Okay, he understands contracts. Okay, legalities. I think that's really what it was, and this was someone that they could trust. This was a person of supreme authority that they could go to.
Because LeBron went to the White House when, Obama was in office. So,
So just to give briefly my quick 2 cents. So I think it was a great thing that they reached out to Obama and that he was willing to assist with that. I think that as he's proved as president of the United States, that he understands these type of conflicts, these type of issues, and he has a pulse on America, which is important because we know that the current president does not, and so it's good to. And I actually I think I find it was a good thing because it kind of promotes the fact you're able to see the disparity between the former president and the current president. It's like you're able to see it clear as day. That
like mirror.
Right. If you look at the two, you can't even address anything like that because even if you look in the RNC, they never talked about the things that were going on. Nothing.
And I truly believe, Neo, that if they went to Obama and he believed that they were in the wrong,
I agree with you.
As well. I think he would have been honest. I think he would have given them the proper advice on how to direct themselves and deal with it.
Yep. A lot of the comments online. Did you want to go through those, Jam?
Yeah. Jacqueline Robinson, he and AG Holder put some measures in place with consent decrees for various police departments. Then that evil elf, Jeff Sessions, came along and got rid of the consent decrees and other measures holding police departments accountable. Mike Winter, there were multiple courses of study on collective bargaining, alternative dispute resolution, and practical classes on those topics at Duke. I would imagine that Harvard has similar course offerings. Being a president of the U.S. would also be 8 years of experience in collective bargaining. Darian Winter, they are not politicians. Moreover, he ran the executive branch of government effectively. Seek him for advice, both and not or either or. Rubka, Antifa and hate groups probably call Trump for advice, I'm sure. And Chris Newell, Obama's the first president b-ball player. I'm not shocked pro players might ask him for advice. Wrong, Christopher. It was indeed George Washington. He could take the ball down. Never mind.